I decided yesterday that I'm no longer going to create free content. I've given a lot of myself over the years for free to people to help uplift their lives, see things from a different perspective. And by contrast, I haven't really seen anything from it. It's just not helped me at all. It's just, I evolve. There's been growth, but immense frustration too. And I'm thinking, you know what? I've given enough of myself for free now. I don't owe anyone anything. I'm proud of what I've done, but the next chapter begins. And it's investment of self. There was a level of resentment, to be honest, because I did a video and it was called Working Life on YouTube. It's also on TikTok. It starts slightly slow, but it really gets into detail. And I was really happy when I watched it back. I was like, that's really good. So things have happened since, though. But I thought, you know what, I'll do this last video because I think it's just a really interesting things that happened that I just think is worth discussing. Because what it is, I share my spiritual journey, I share the signs I get, I share my tarot. But often some of the things are maybe a little bit further in the future. They're not quite happening today. But, sometimes it is. But yesterday, last night, we had something really serious. And the cards that arrived were on point. This isn't just about that. There's other little nuances, of course. So my daughter likes someone, and she's liked someone for a little while now. Even before Christmas, she was just, she's got her own tarot cards. I got my tarot cards, and apparently some of her friends even have tarot cards, which is interesting. And she wanted to know how this boy felt about her, and then whether she should ask that person out or whether they should wait, and all this. And the cards pointed weirdly enough to her asking the other person, but you're thinking about it, it's like, well, I don't see why you should. It's quite obvious you like him, and I think they should step up. But for some people, it's different. There's just reasons they can't, or the fear's holding them back. Um, so yeah, it was pointing more towards her doing it, which I thought was a bit of a surprise. So they've been out a few times now with friends and things, and they've had a good time. Out of the blue, nowhere. Last night, my daughter just sent me a message. Can you ask your card if I should ask them out right now? I thought, what the hell? I'm watching telly, mate. I'm trying to chill out. So I had to go get my cards because she needs my help. I'll help her. And I got, no, it's got, when we overthink, it causes confusion, but my initial thought was good. We had the Wheel of Fortune, which is fate, destiny, a fated change. Then we had the King of Swords, which is like speak your truth. It's like have that confidence in yourself as you speak, clarity. It's really being direct. But then there was the Tower. Now the Tower sometimes is seen as negative, but the Tower is like abrupt change. Like effectively, everything changes from here on out. It will never be the same again. For good or bad, it would never be the same again. But looking at that with the karmic wheel, fate, I naturally thought that I think that's positive though. I think it's just like everything changes. But I wanted to take more serious, more. Spirit does that to me sometimes. You ask a question, they give you a freaking story. It's like, I just want to know. Like, just give me a direct answer. So I just asked again. I said, one card, yes or no. And I got the Sun card. And I was like, well, of course, that's absolute yes. So later on, my daughter's saying she asked her friend to do it as well, and her friend came up with similar cards. It was a similar story, slightly different cards, but same sort of thing. So she sends the message to the boy, and she's like, "Can you call? I'm freaking out." We did a video chat for a couple of hours. I'm trying to put her mind at ease, but I'm trying to show her like people process things different. So she'd sent a message, and in the back of your mind, it's disrespectful to leave someone waiting after they've made themselves so vulnerable. So there is that side of things where you feel self righteous. And she's similar like me. Like you think it's rude, but I said, whatever you do, don't be reactive. Don't just start. You could send a message in response, then that could turn into another one and another one, and another one, and all you had to do was just wait for the answer. Just wait until they answer before you decide anything. You could just cause more trouble than it's worth by overthinking and overanalyzing. And she could not rest on it. I said, if you don't hear anything by 10, no, just let it go till the morning. I said, because either way, you bump into each other at school anyway. And it might be that he wants to talk to his friends about it. This is the thing with people, though, especially kids. They might want to talk to their friends about it. One of the friends may have already called dibs. I said that to my daughter, and she was livid. She was like, "If I can't be with someone because someone's tried calling dibs on me, I'm not putting up with that, and I'll have a go." I thought, "Oh, too right as well. You shouldn't have to miss out on love because someone else tries claiming you. We're not freaking toys." So yeah, she was livid about that if that was potentially the thing. But I said if that is the thing though, that person's going to want to talk to the other person first. So you just don't know what's going on with people. It may be they're not ready yet. They might like you a lot, but they're just not ready for that because it changes their life. Um. Anyway, so I'm like, eventually she's had to go to sleep. Um. She's asking me for advice, what to say and things. Sometimes I'm like, I'll just leave it. Like, you just wait until you go to school. Biggest advice I'd always give her though is always just be yourself. That's what makes people attracted to you in the first place. It's you don't have to exaggerate anything. It's like the right person will love you for you. Um, it's beautiful because he said he likes me too, all in capital letters. You don't normally do that. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I'm so happy for her, because her life changes from here. It's a new experience, and it's beautiful. One of the things I said to her, to be honest, when she was waiting, she was getting fed up waiting an hour. At the end, she had to wait the freaking whole night because she didn't find out until early hours. I've shared a lot of my journey with people, especially someone I like. And she knows about this person, doesn't know the person personally, the person I like. And I said to her, I said, well, the worst case scenario is you get blocked for a year like me. I ain't put her mind at ease, is it? But yeah, and it's this situation really that's put me under a bit of reflection. And to be honest, I was watching the TV show. It's called Sex Education, but it's so good. It's so good. It's the dynamic between people, the relationships, how things evolve, how things change, how people meet new people, and all these little things. It's like really cool to watch. It's really well acted and portrayed. But in all honesty, by the time I finished watching it, I binged a lot of it, to be honest. And then I went to bed and I was like really down. I was heavy. Like I was actually depressed and I was walking slow. And I'm not always like that. But when I do, I get really heavy. And I was like, I'm done, man. I'm not creating more content. I've had enough. I've given so much of my life to a good cause. And I wouldn't say put people on pedestals, but I've given people the respect, as much as respect as I can give them. I've given people as much time. But I deserve better than this. My daughter's like annoyed after an hour that someone's not answered. She's seeing that as a disrespect. I've had someone who I consider my counterpart. No, look, I understand the healing journey. I understand the life they've had. There's reasons for these things. But I also have to have standards in my life. And you have to draw a line somewhere. And I can't do it anymore. It's just I've had enough. And I said it to people. I said I've had enough now. I'm not interested now. If they send a message, I'm not answering. I'm not interested now. I think to be blocked potentially for an entire year because you like someone, I think that says enough. I know there's nuances and there's reasons for it, and it might not be as bad as I think, and they're trying to just protect themselves while they're going through whatever the reason. It's still rude. It's still rude. Could have said something beforehand. Didn't do that. And I'm watching my daughter like in her situation, and feeling frustrated for an hour, and it puts things into perspective. I met this person in 2021, so I don't look. This isn't an attack on them. It's just a reflection of self. I met him in 2021. We hit it off straight away. I'm an open book. If I like someone, I'll just tell them. And I know it comes out of the blue, and people have to process it. You get that. But then when you put it in perspective, we're in 2025. So I already made it clear 4 years ago, nearly 4 years ago. In a few months, it'd be 4 years. So I've waited 4 years for someone, and I think, in all honesty, when you've given nearly half a decade, I think waiting for someone, I think, yeah, that's enough. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Give 10 years? Am I supposed to wait 20 years? Am I supposed to look back and go, what did you do? Why did you wait for that person? They showed you no sign they were interested. I get signs from spirit, but I'm sick of signs, man. I can't live my life based on signs. I can't do it. It's just ridiculous. Why should I be so pure? That's where I get really fed up. Why do I get held to such a high level? How accountable? So because I know better and I can see the problems, and then I can relate to people and I can see where they're healing and they understand the process and it can take time, blah, blah, blah. It's like I'm held to a higher standard by spirit within my life. And others take advantage of that. They exploit it. They know he'll wait because he knows. So then they can go off and do what the hell they want. And I'll be sitting here like an idiot waiting. Now, I'm not saying they're doing that on purpose, but it's like, come on, man. I haven't got the patience for this shit anymore. I've had enough. It's too much. It's too much. I was getting annoyed last year, to be totally honest. 'Cause I thought it was disrespectful. In waves, I'm going, this is disrespectful. Then I'm understanding it from the other person's position if they are interested. And then I'm like annoyed again. And then it's like I understand. It's like you can't keep doing that to yourself, you know. Because at the end of the day, one thing I want to meet someone and you both just fall in love with each other. And like I said at the beginning, there, it's like people should love you for who you are. It shouldn't have to be an exaggerated version of self. It should be people love you even at your base level. Of course, we have different sides to us. So I can be very direct, but I can also be charming. I can be fun. I can be goofy. I can be silly. I can be so random and offbeat. It's important that people, like the right person, loves me for all of that. If someone doesn't, then they're not the right person anyway. But I think if someone, keeps you waiting continuously, I think that's not really a positive sign either. Let's say this person doesn't owe me anything, and it's not like they asked me to wait, but I'm not waiting anymore. So I decided in that moment, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Like I'm watching people living their lives, growing, having experiences. We're all at different stages of life, of course. I'm like on a breakthrough transition phase. I'm focusing on career at the moment, uplifting myself, higher vibration. But it's like, when am I going to meet someone on a similar vibration to me, though? Because that's the thing. I talk about being lonely, and it does get really frustrating. But it's not like a desperation or anything. It's not. There's no way it's that, because I wouldn't have the wrong people around me. That would be more exhausting. So I wouldn't replace loneliness with having people around me who don't not my vibration, because that'd be exhausting being around people. I don't like drama, like unnecessary drama, toxic shit. So it's like, when am I going to meet my tribe, though? When am I going to meet people who actually have value in their lives? Because that would be nice. It's like I haven't got that. Why haven't I got that? I got no idea. There is this sort of like notion, I think for some people, that we may have to traverse. We're expected to traverse this life alone, nomadic. I look at my life, and I've had friends, friendships. It's rarely have I ever been someone's best friend. But then I don't really get attached to people so strongly a lot of the time either, though, because I don't like being tied down to situations. In terms of love, I do. But when it comes to like friendships and things, I don't like people sort of like ordering about. There's like one that has to be in charge, and then everyone else is fine. I don't do that shit. I don't like being told, "Oh, we're doing this now. Are you coming?" It's like, I just don't like all that. I don't like all the regimented shit where you expected to always do this, do this, do this. That's exhausting to me. I'd rather just stay here, thanks. Um, but yeah, I mean, even something as simple as my daughter falling in love with someone, and I think getting an answer back that they feel that way too, it's like so beautiful. I'm so happy for her. But like I said to her yesterday when she was waiting, I said, "You are incredible, though." I said, "So it's not like that people are going to find anyone better. So it's really important. You see your value too. Like, don't forget that." And then she got the yes anyway, didn't she? So, but in my life and stuff, I'd like someone to see the qualities in me too, and like the way I feel about someone, it'd be nice if it's just reciprocated. Yeah, this isn't a dig at people. It's just drawing a line in my life now. Like I said, plus the fact that I've not seen success. Like, my life's hard financially. I spoke in my other video, that one I was talking about, where I may have to take a step back into previous work just to have money coming in and stuff. And it's like, I'm resentful of that. I'm very resentful of that, because I've done my books, for instance, should be selling like crazy now. Like, they can help so many people, and they just haven't had the traction yet to do that. And it's like, for me, that's really annoying. Because I've given up so much of my time and I've built towards this. I've created a legacy that's it's not activated yet, Like, how many more books do I have to do before they start getting recognized? And they can change my life in such a positive way. It will allow me the time because of the resource to commit even further to it. I could throw myself even in further this. But instead now I've got to take breaks and stuff. So like where I say it's going to release February, March, it may not. It may not now. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything at the moment. Like the spirit nudges me and they give me signs. But I've sometimes down tools. I get fed up. Like last night I was like, I'm not doing anything. I honestly couldn't give a shit. And I get like that. But I do know in the back of my mind there's a plan for it all and you should just get on with it. But I do get fed up. It's a lot of work for nothing. And as I said, Spirit, if you're not going to help me sell, but if you're going to keep blocking my books because you don't want me in the spotlight yet, then don't expect me to keep creating though, because I'm not a puppet. I'm not doing this shit. So if I've got to be working in a warehouse over in the next month or so, then there's no guarantee I'm going to come home and work on a book. Not when all these exist. That's just ridiculous. Like, why should I burn myself out? And why should I wait for people that haven't shown me any respect? Sometimes it's about putting respect on your own name, And I'm saying I know my value. I know my qualities. And if other people are not going to invest in that and they don't see it, that's not my problem. But no more am I giving myself freely to people, and no longer am I waiting for people. My life moves on from here. I might not be in the public eye anymore. I really don't know. I like creating content. I really do. But I can't keep doing it for free, man. It's ridiculous at this point. My life has to improve, There's enough here. People interested, they'll invest. If they're not, they won't. It's fine. But then I just walk away.